Hello everyone. Let's see, I have 8 tickets. As usual, the first one is the old one. From number 2 to number 8, the new, so tell me 2 numbers, we'll check it. So, didn't start my console. Now a phone. And 7. Hold on. It's the last one. This one is 10. And second is nothing. Just throw it away. Alright, I still. Now you should tell me which nickname. Ah, found it. Found it. Then almost done. Yeah. Done. Hold on. Damn it. Not like this. Okay, this one I close. By the way, I tried to Google, does it actually require any actions in the microphone? It actually requires it. Somewhere like in next 3 hours or 4, approximately. And I hope that it will work, because if not, I don't know what I will be doing. It's better to check it today. So if it's not working, tomorrow I will move maybe save file to PC and play it on emulator. Maybe. Well, Monte Carlo. Hello. But I hope it will work, because why not? Why the heck not? Okay, what am I supposed to do here? So it did change. It did change. I will try to yell at it, if it will work. About this snowman. When we created the scene where Mr. Cameron was killed, it already melted. Its car was all soggy, and one of its button eyes was missing. Indeed, at this stage it appeared that most of its original form was still intact. Although, there one spot that looks unnaturally lacking. Poor thing. Some naughty kid must pick it off. Hello, Alicia. Although, from a thief's perspective, that kid does have some promise. Was it plucked off by one of the children at the orphanage? No, perhaps. The victim was taken by an entirely different person altogether. This snowman. When you say it's missing something, its right eye is missing. Precisely. And what's more, that missing eye happens to be in our possession. The one that Mr. Cameron was holding it on. It's not the exact same design as the snowman's left eye. We assume this button was indeed the snowman's eye. A huge contradiction arises. If this button is the snowman's eye, contradiction? Location of the victim? Yes. Location of the snowman? No. Location of the president? Not the victim. The victim was holding onto the button. Furthermore, the button was stained with blood. In other words, he grabbed the button after he was attacked. For example, if we were to picture it in this way, after being struck in the back of the head, Mr. Cameron lost his balance. As he was falling, he reached out his hand towards the nearby snowman. However, it could not support his weight, and he collapsed while still grasping the button. That means Mr. Cameron was near the snowman when he was attacked. Indeed, at the very least, he must have been within arm's reach, however. It's quite clear that he would not have been able to reach it from its current position. But Mr. Cameron's footprints only lead toward the flower bed. Can it be certain that those footprints really are Mr. Cameron's? It seems we'll need to investigate them one more time. Understood? I'll recreate that time the body was discarded, and one more time. Ready? These footprints should match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes, right? Let's inspect them again. These footprints, are they really Mr. Cameron's? And that's from size 11 shoes. And those huge footprints! In Japan, of course! Match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes. Wait a second, I know what's going on. I still can see my hair. Supposed to be better. 67? No, 11, it's 11, it sounds like 44. So... not so much. No matter how you look at it, they're moving steadily towards the center of the flower bed. That Mr. Cameron was attacked. You know, the button from the snowman. Leon is for kids? No, no, no. I believe it's US size. So it's not for kids. Some dwarfs with great thieves, peak human conditioning. Your arm just can't stretch that far. Let alone an ordinary civilian will be completely impossible. The footprints come from the shoes worn by the victim, just as the case files say. However, does that mean Mr. Cameron was the owner of the shoes? Should we examine Mr. Cameron's shoes? As you wish. These shoes should match the footprints, however. The shoes seem like they were not the ones originally worn by the victim. But I mean, if you look closely, you'll see the laces were tied up strangely. And the size doesn't seem to fit quite right either. Maybe if size means nothing, but let's say the laces properly. It's kinda obvious that when you're doing it for someone and you're trying to look at get more convenient, you must change your position. Must. Another huge dude with body hair? That was President. That's what means these huge footprints leading up to the victim's feet were most likely made by someone other than the victim. So then the footprints leading to and from the victim's head must be Mr. Cameron's. No, not necessarily. They seem a little too small to be the victim's footprints. So now the footprints are his, and which way did Mr. Cameron walk from? It's quite simple, the victim did not walk here on his own accord, but rather was carried here after he was murdered by the culprit. Backwards? On all footsteps? Like a cat or fox? The question now becomes, where was he killed and carried from? I'm not sure about hairs. Orange cat. It was near the snowman after all. What should I check now? Mr. Cameron's body was moved. Let's consider the button he was holding on to, if we consider. It's highly likely that he was killed near the snowman. Should take a closer look. This snowman has become a sad sight to look at. Can be helped, snow and ice both melt away with time. It's like the mysteries of the case you solved, Mr. Edgeworth. As time passes, those mysteries melt away while you continue to keep your cool. You do realize how wrecking my brain trying to solve those mysteries during the case. It appears that the outside of the facility was also decorated with flower beds. So, there are flowers that bloom in the winter. Snow has even piled up on the flower bed. Indeed, it seems a little cold and it gives off a refined taste, even though it's just a recreation. Indeed, it gives off a little cold and taste is quite refined, even though it's just recreation. Why should I repeat it? There's some size 7 footprints going back and forth. Turn to the police files. These are the culprit's footprints. Indeed, they seem to grow faint and disappear as they approach the road. There's not much snow left on the road after all. As expected, it will be difficult to determine who these footprints belong to. I cannot see any missing brick. Oh wait a second, this one? There's a brick missing here. The rest are all in order. It's strange that only this one is missing. It's not strange. Perhaps the missing brick was the one used as the murder weapon? No? Yeah, it seems to be just the right size to fit in that cup perfectly. As I thought, it seems the murder actually occurred near the snowman. Both the button Mr. Cameron was holding and the murder weapon came from there. Indeed. Also, if we assume that the killer picked up the brick near the snowman and then tried to sneak up behind Mr. Cameron, Mr. Cameron totally would seen the person picking up the brick. Exactly. Okay, let's update the equation. Mr. Cameron was not in the middle of the flower beds, but near the snowman. Okay, I'm on it. No matter how you look at it, that is strange. All the people involved in the case are gathered in the same place. You make a mistake here, something? One piece of evidence this operation is based on is odd. I had to choose which piece of evidence is fake. The photo? This one fake. Well, this photo really taken by Mr. Cameron? What do you mean? Have proven that whoever killed Mr. Cameron also moved the body. For what reason would they have to deliberately move this body? Wait a second, so if it was not the president, it was his double. When was his double? 12 years ago. How old was he 12 years ago? 46. Not you. He was 12? The best? The best code? And we don't know the age of Dogen. As the culprits wanted to falsify the scene, what Mr. Cameron witnessed. And that's why they took a fake photo. They made the president stand under the streetlight and took a photo with Cameron's camera. It would have been quite simple. Not to mention it. So Cameron's camera only had one photo on it, right? Indeed. In all likelihood, the original roll of film had been removed from the camera, and after loading a new roll of film into the camera, the fake photo was taken. I see. So this photo must have been taken after Mr. Cameron was killed, right? Exactly. This was not the scene Mr. Cameron actually witnessed. It's likely that this photo is forged evidence. And when did Mr. Cameron witness the president and his kidnapper? What isn't the only piece of evidence that indicates what Mr. Cameron witnessed? Hello, Sam. The testimony he left on the answering machine. Precisely, we should listen to the recording one more time and confirm what was said. There's actually no need, it's obviously where we cannot see the footprints. So somewhere here. No? Maybe it's a little bit to the left. to save him. Don't have enough attempts. It's supposed to be someone here, so maybe to the left. Don't need his testimonial. Must be in this area, so in this case here.
Take that!
Still not! But it's impossible. Okay, let's fail it. Looks like not here at all. But why? To be logically it was here. Because there's snow everywhere else. Okay, let's check his... But wait a second, I don't have his phone. How can I review something that I don't have? I use sleeping radio. Follow the facility now, but something not right. President Han is here, 4 places, and what's more, the light just went off. So there was supposed to be a light. I can barely see a thing now. I believe it. It almost looks like he's been kidnapped. But went off there. And there.
Take that!
I needed to... It's like not the place they were standing. But where was the light? Damn it. So Cameron said that this on the answer machine. The light just went off. Can barely see a thing now. There's only 2 places here where the lights are broken. A light by the orphanage. Okay, can you please update the decoration? Roger. So they selected. This is so the kidnapper was near the orphanage? Indeed. And this has shown the connection between the orphanage and the kidnapping. So that's why they moved the body and took a fake photo to create false testimony, in order to remove any suspicion towards the orphanage incurred. And this, the state of the decoration has changed completely. The time the body was discarded and has probably been greatly impacted as a result. And let's go check it out right away. Preparations are ready. Since the state of the recreation has changed once again, you should press the Y button and select Change Recreation. Have 3 disasters? No. This pillar already on read this. Nelson file. Originally, Mr. Cameron's body was here. In order to be consistent with the fake photo, it was moved to the center of the flower bed. and the footprints going back and forth from the body could they be? Indeed, there's only one possibility at the moment. These footprints were probably left when the body was moved to the floorboard. Nothing new here. The blood splattered above the snow. Suddenly was a substantial amount. It's almost as if the murder was actually committed here. But Mr. Cameron should have been attacked near the snowman. Exactly. In that case, this blood must belong to someone else. What? The police reports say this was Mr. Cameron's blood. The one in charge of this case was Blaze the Best. It would have been simple for him to falsify that information. So why do they need another blood here? It would be faster to just clean out the bloodstains rather than falsifying the information. Would be able to do that. Think about it. Blaze knew that Mr. Cameron's body would be discarded here. In which case, the forensic department would naturally become involved. A luminal reaction would discard it with the power of science. Precisely, it would have been difficult to completely erase all traces of the blood. But so what? That can be anywhere. However, falsifying the results of a blood test would be much easier in comparison. You just have to switch the results from the forensic record. What a bummer. No, those documents I read were falsified. Looks like Mr. Cameron's clothes were completely soaked in blood. What's scattered here got onto Cameron's clothes? That would mean, at the time, the bloodstains here had not dried yet. See, so then this set on somebody's blood was splattered here just a short while before Mr. Cameron was murdered. Indeed, that's exactly right. However, if that's the case, a new contradiction arises at this location. And what am I supposed to deduce about this blood? The letter? No. Let me see. This blood? I actually don't know. It's time to save, I think. Which contradiction where? No idea. This blood must belong to someone else. What am I missing here? If the blood scattered here got onto Cameron's clothes, That means at the time the bloodstains here had not dried yet. Spotted here just a short while before Mr. Cameron was murdered. And that's the case. Won't a new contradiction arise in this recreation? But which contradiction? Let's show this. Definitely not this one. Obviously. It's supposed to be blood. So the snow was melted by the fire? By the fire? Richardson. Keep in mind when exactly the fire started. Take a closer look at the area. So it's about fire? Indeed. This is a clear contradiction. Huh? You mean this bloodstain? Do you see how this bloodstain is broken up by the remains of the fire? It's known that the fire occurred after the blood had scattered around the area. I thought the fire occurred before the murder. I think that information is suspect as well. If the fire had broken out after the murder, then the child who started the fire should have been the body. And the bloodstains, what? Have seen, oh my god, seen the body. Why then did they not come forward as a witness? Second, that would have put Blaze at a great disadvantage. I still need to investigate Death's fine more detail. Hey you. Yes sir. There should be some records of the fire in the police department under different case file. I want you to bring me every last investigation report about the fire. Understood, Chiffon? And one more thing. What is it, sir? Contact the House of Long in Shanghai. There should be evidence from this case in my old man's room. What do you mean? I just remembered. Why recognize this scene? Long time ago I saw a picture in my old man's room. It was a drawing resembling this scene. What do you say? However, I think it looked like something a child drawn. Child. And the artist may have been the culprit behind the fire. Should still be somewhere in my old man's room. Okay, a child in orphanage. Who do we have here? Who can be orphan and be in the orphanage? Blank, definitely not. Penny Nichols? Possible. Justin Courtney also supposed to be in this orphanage, but for some reason she had already a child. I think it's some mistake with her age. Keys could be. No. Swift. Looks like it was Simon. Knightley? Possible. Knightley and Simon. There's two candidates right now. Yes, and shows just 21. And this looks like 50. Have them send it over here. Understood, sir. What are we waiting now? not sure if I should connect this or not. Okay, I must speak to someone. Not. Not. How should I progress? They must connect it. But if I fail, let's save one more time. Indeed. If we suppose that Blaze was one of the kidnappers, it becomes more likely that what he dug up yesterday is connected to the abduction. What is it? Figured it out. It was treasure! Treasure! Couldn't Blaze have dug up their ransom money? The $100 million ransom? Buried in the ground until the heat had died down. Certainly possible. I know, right? Possible, but not possible. Why wait until the very end? Nobody was searching his house, etc. Also, 100 million, it's not a big sum. It's not fully restored. Once it was fully restored, I remember this, it was below 50%. Hello, everyone. Chauffeur, I'm back. I brought the info on the fire the kid started and a photo of the drawing in your father's office. And also, been waiting for this. Hurry up and hand them over. The information held by Agent Lang's father. That's Dogen for sure. Looks like one. This is it. Exactly what I remembered. Why holding stuff anymore? And it was midnight? This was the picture drawn by the child, depicting the night of the incident. It sure looks like it was drawn with a child's touch. As I thought, one who drew this was likely the child who started the fire. Not quite sure, you want to say that a doll that had never drawn can do better than this? It's bullshit. It's not a child picture. Children, whatever, kids. Definitely not. Shiho. What now? Sorry, but it's gonna have to wait. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Why do you think my old man had this? Perhaps he obtained it during the course of his investigation into the incident. Although I don't know why he would have concealed it. Jelang, might I be able to see the details of the fire? Yeah, sure. Want me to read it post-haste? Constantly using post-haste. The boy who started the fire snuck out of bed on the night of the incident. Since this boy went missing several days later. What? Tell me that he witnessed something he shouldn't have? It's horrible. That's only a child after all. I'd hate for that to be the case. We can't rule out the possibility entirely. I already forgot completely about the children of this conditor or cook or whatever it was. Confectioneros? How the heck he named himself? Apparently the boy left some stuff behind in the orphanage and was taken as evidence. What's this? That's what they're doing here. Mr. Prosecutor, do you recognize this? Yes. I know one piece of evidence that's related to it.
Take that!
I don't know what it's doing here. But isn't that the missing horn from this Mozilla doll? No, you mean this came off the president's? You know of it? Yeah, I've noticed the president's kept it close by as a decoration. Circle on the device. I always thought it was strange how one of the horns was missing. You twist the horn, this doll will play back any previously recorded audio. So if you put the missing horn back in place, might be able to hear a different recording. Indeed, it is possible. Those currently on the 51st floor of the Grand Tower. Hey you heard that, right? Yes sir, I'll be right back. Chiffon, I got it. The mighty Mozilla doll. Hold on, give it to the prosecutor. All of them. The insert the horn found the orphanage into the doll. It's a perfect fit. Well, can you hear anything? Mr. Horn, it's Amy. It's been a while. Amy Rose? So many news that you would be coming to this country. Sorry, nervous about doing this, but I decided to send you a message. They stole the playback! Judge Courtney? What's wrong? Stop it now! Savoy, your son. He's just been born. Okay, it's not your real son. That's why the difference in the age, obviously. That's why. I'm sorry, that's all I wanted to tell you. His name is John Marsh. It's a fine name for him, don't you think? Marsh? Did she say John? I'll be waiting in the courtyard of the orphanage at midnight on February 9th. Even if it's just once, I want John to be able to meet you. Sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'll be waiting. But at this time he was 1 year old. He cannot actually see because people at 1 year old don't remember such things. No way, that was mine. John. Oh, you want to say that she actually a mother, but father? He's president. What's the meaning of this? Miss Courtney. Hello, Jarble. John is not my biological son. Okay, that's good to hear. He's adopted. Did John know about this? Of course he knew. John's mother, Amy Marsh, passed away about 5 years ago. She and I were cousins. Since you were young, we've always been really close. We're often mistaken for sisters. And that's why, when she passed away, I thought it was only natural that I would look after John. But they were sisters? Also, there were circumstances which prevented me from revealing his father's identity. I never even told John his father's name. And now it's all been revealed, thanks to the recording on the doll. John's mother sent the doll to the president. Hey, John, was he the president really my dad? Yes, he was. Before you were born, Amy worked as a diplomat in Shenfa. Diplomat, so that must be how she became acquainted with President Hon. Hang on, didn't you tell me she worked at the orphanage? Yes, after returning to this country, Amy left her job as a diplomat. She always had great passion for charity work, so she began working at the orphanage. Hey, Miss Courtney, So this Amy girl, she called the president there herself, but she never showed up at the scene of the SS5 incident. What's with that? Amy couldn't make it. Apparently, someone had been following her the whole night. As it was placed, I can't say for certain, but it's possible that it was his doing. Well, that Amy never got another chance to see the president again. So she died 5 years ago. The conversation must be painful for John. Alright, hey John, you're thirsty? 5 years ago he was 7? No, 8 even. How about I buy Bob some juice? We can go together? I'm part of this too. I'll listen until the end. Besides, I can afford to buy my own juice. Shut down by kid. John, do you understand the reason I met with the president 2 days ago? Secret meeting from 2 nights ago. I want to tell him about Amy's death and that you were alive and well. They already have phones, cell phones and other stuff, internet. And never discussed it before this? But why? But I see, that's why you couldn't tell us your reasons for meeting with the president till now. I got it. She would have to reveal his connection with John. Brought a bucket of lion lilies, so that he would understand I truly did know about Amy. Those flowers are a dear memory of the president and Amy. The first present she received from the president was a bucket of lion lilies. But now, even he has passed away, if only he were still alive. Perhaps I could have introduced him to John. What's the point? Why? Who cares about this? Shifa. I'm sorry to interrupt this atmosphere, but there's something I need to say. What is it now? And this sweet? Well, actually, that's one last item that's been delivered here from Genfa. And here, the president's will. What? The president's will? The old man received a great number of special medals from the president himself. Is it another flashback? Anyway, as a token of his trust, the president left his will in the protection of the land clan. Those medals and that will, they were the pride of our clan, our family treasures, so to speak. This is... Jean, does that bill have something to do with the current case? You bet it does. It says here, I hereby acknowledge John Marsh as my own son. What? John's name is in the president's will? Are you saying that bill was written by the president? Yeah, he trusted it to the Lang clan even before the SS5 incident took place. I have to uprise it back home, but by the name of the Lang clan, this is the real deal. Lin Jong-hwan was the president of the entire nation. The existence of his son would have caused considerable controversy. However, he left behind a will, just in case. This makes it doubly sure. I still can't believe it myself, but there's no room for doubt. John Marsh, you are the son of D. Jong-hwan, president of Genfa. He is no longer president, so it doesn't matter. I think it's some big thing. Very strange. Anyway, so what? You can't become the president because your father was the president. John. So that guy was my dad. Found out about his own birth so suddenly. Furthermore, his new-found father is no longer in this world. Always been searching for my dad. John. Good. Alright, he's the president. I know it's a complicated situation. But we even met face to face during the filming. So then why? Why didn't he tell me who he really was? Sorry, John. No, don't need to apologize, no matter how you look at it. It's all my fault. Yesterday, I broke my promise with you and didn't even notice the fire thereof. So destroyed everything, crushed it all. That and those flowers my mom carefully grew. Please, for now, just don't think about anything. Just stay like this for a little while. Just for a little while, okay? The bond between a parent and a child. That's the meaning behind lion lilies. The problem is, there had never been any child when they first were introduced in the plot. No, it's not my style, but that flower is from Genfa. However, we have no means of protecting that bond. Actually, allow me to say this. The case won't be solved by sentimentality alone. Therefore, shouldn't we do all that we can to solve it? Yeah, you're right. The recreation of the past has finished. Were your father's deductions correct? The old man took his deductions to the grave. He never told anyone about them, so who knows if they were right or not? In that case, what about your own deductions? I would like to hear what you think happened based on their recreation, in order for us to get closer to the truth of 12 years ago. Yeah, I was thinking it's about time. And say it now, my old man's back, real close. I'll catch up to him for sure. To that truth that my old man uncovered. It's no mistake that the president went to the orphanage. Stuffed toy is proof of that. He was planning to meet with Amy Marsh. However, the president was kidnapped, and Cameron just happened to witness it. Cameron hadn't been there, probably would just been a kidnapping, it's no murder. Afterwards, the body was moved to the flower beds, and a fake photo was taken. What about blood? Was that what really happened 12 years ago? Nope. However, there's one thing I still don't get. Something you don't get? And this, why did they need to take a fake photo? How would they go through all that trouble and even make the president take part in the photo? It was his double, they said it. Pompous may remove this. That's true. Well, that he had several doubles. However, the answer to that riddle must lie somewhere within. Once we get past the layers, upon layers of deductions, we shall surely reach it. Yeah, that's right. I'd like to hear your deductions as well. The plan for how much? Almost 1 hour. I'll take a pause here. Be right back, very quick. So what? No mistake that President went to the orphanage. That's correct. Stuff a toy? Close. Was kidnapped. Would just been a kidnapping with no murder, but there was blood. As I said. If the eyewitness, Cameron, had not been there, no murder would have taken place. In that really the keys? They actually killed the president and replaced with some double? Criminal's goal was only to kidnap the president. There were no witnesses. There would be no need to commit murder, right? And what if Cameron wasn't the only one who was murdered? There was a large bloodstain near the flowerbeds, however Cameron was murdered near the snowman. Ergo, this bloodstain could not have belonged to Cameron. Someone else's blood was spilled, and quite a vast amount of that. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, do you have any idea what you're saying? I do. It's hard to believe, however, that is what the evidence indicates. On that night, 12 years ago, there were 2 murders. You're saying that the other murder was covered up? Who? Just who the heck could have been killed? A murder that was cleverly concealed. All traces of it were erased, and the incident itself was completely deleted from the case files. However, there's one thing, one piece of evidence that still remains intact after 12 years. Why the heck it's fully restored? Because I finished the chapter. It's always fully restored, or by 50% or whatever. Some happened on the night. No drawing. The Asa murder incident was burned in the dark by Blaze the Best. However, there's still one piece of evidence that remains. Jelang, it survived by your father's hands. The old man, you see? Please recall, there was one more thing that was hidden along with the traces of the murder. And that is the existence of the boy who caused the fire. Why did Blaze make the boy disappear? It's because he saw something that he wasn't supposed to see. What was the thing he wasn't supposed to see? Everything in drawn is drawn in this picture. Drawn by old man. Head. Well, it's obviously Dogen. The person drawn on the right is most likely the president. The Mozilla doll is also drawn near him. And the person standing opposite him is... where is this?
Take that!
The man with a knife and a large black dog is none other than Sirhan Dogen. What? The assassin? Why would an assassin appear before a president? The answer is clear. Indeed, what occurred that night on the orphanage grounds 12 years ago was not a kidnapping. It was a presidential assassination. Then, Miss Rod and Mr. Blaze were... yes, the two were likely partners in crime. One furnished the orphanage to use at the scene of the incident, and the other covered up the young boy's testimony. It's likely that Mr. Cameron was murdered because he witnessed the assassination itself. After all, the kidnapping never actually happened. Stop messing around. You're saying that the president was assassinated 12 years ago? Just found his body today. He's been alive up until now. That's right. I mean, we met him ourselves. And the president was assassinated 12 years ago. and the president's body was found today. That would imply there were two presidents. Yeah, and that can be right. Are you sure about that? Yes, the possibility that there were two presidents. That's right. Up until now, I've been getting a strange feeling from the president. Flashbacks. The image of President Han that Echin Lam described. Differs far too greatly from the President Han we knew. It's as if they were two entirely different people, and they were in fact two Shenhua presidents. Exactly how would such a scenario be possible? What would make the existence of the two presidents possible? Twin brother? The victim look like the president? Body double? If you were to assume that one of them was a body double, wouldn't it be possible then? A body double. President Han possessed immense power and authority in Shenhua. I'm sure there were those who envied the position and made attempts on his life. Yes, just as he was attacked a few days ago at Garland Lake. It's true, there were those who sought Han's life from time to time. But I can easily believe there were two presidents. At least not without any evidence. Now I don't know what should I show. They have evidence that prove there were two presidents. What do we have? Was kidnapped. About this embassy? Maybe, that's right. Has Sergeant Lang not noticed this contradiction? Or has he noticed it, but can't admit it? What is it, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't shout something out only to suddenly clam up. According to the recordings on the door, the president visited the orphanage at midnight. However, that should not have been possible. Why that? Why? Because at that time the president should have been at the embassy. He was together with Agent Lang's father. So Agent Lang, you really did notice. He was in two places at the same time, ergo there must have been two presidents. Then, which of the two was the real president? On that day, 12 years ago, was taken the one who died. Who contracted dogging to murder Han? In order to learn that, first, you must have a look at the evidence that we proved was false earlier. And the piece of evidence not to be false is... photo?
Take that!
The photo taken with Cameron's camera was taken after he was murdered. And he was murdered because he witnessed the presidential assassination. In other words, the photo must have been taken following the assassination. Given that, who's the president pictured in the fake photo? Must consider him to be the body double. In other words, the body double had the real president murdered and then took his place. The Charlotte and Blaze must have cooperated in that plan. Hold it, Han's body was never found. Just where could it have disappeared to? The answer to that is already quite apparent. It's when the real president's body was. I have no idea where! In the flower bed? Yes. Last night there was something Blaze had to unearth with his own two hands. That item was not the ransom. Of something far more important. So blaze and burn the real president's body. The possibility is quite high. It was supposed to be just remains, just bones. What you saying? The bones from the body burned 12 years ago would have still remained. According to Mr. Powers, construction was to begin soon after the slot. It was the deadline. But for the movie and throw the body, they would found the body when they started the construction. Now, let us search the footprints that Blaze dug up. Yep. If the body was burned there, will be traces of it. Hey, somebody, call forensics. And the results of the search. Found traces in the dirt that suggest a body was burned here. So it was hung after all? Also recall the skeletal remains that Blaze the Mess dug up. They were in his home. Wait a second, when they actually removed flower beds and poured concrete on it, they also didn't find anybody. But why? In addition to the bone structure, the dental records and the bone fractures all match up. And I feel that it was indeed President Kong. So the real President Kong was indeed killed 12 years ago. The SS-5 incident was a murder. So the SS-5 incident was actually a murder incident. But there's so much information, it's way too confusing. Minute, let's take this opportunity to review the details of the case. First, the real president came to the orphanage, right? 12 years ago, the true President Kong visited the orphanage in order to meet his son. The footsteps in the snow that we thought belonged to Mr. Cameron were most likely made by the president at that time. President Kong was supposed to meet his son here. However, the one who actually showed up was the assassin, Shohan Dogen. He came here to meet his son, but was murdered instead. How horrible. A man like Dogen shows no mercy. And after that, the second tragedy occurred. In Mr. Cameron's murder? Indeed, Mr. Cameron saw the decisive moment. When the real president was killed by Dogen, his body was carried to the rear courtyard by the team of kidnappers. Doctors. Mr. Cameron must have witnessed that moment from the orphanage entrance. Although he himself believed that he had actually witnessed a kidnapping. Furthermore, by this time, the body double who had come to meet up with Blaze and Miss Rod was already standing behind Mr. Cameron. But he was at the embassy. I'm sorry. And then the witness to the incident, Mr. Cameron, was killed by the body double. It was body triple in this case. So was Mr. Cameron's corpse also carried by the body double? Yes, that seems likely. But there wasn't anything at the crime scene that looked like the body double's footprints. I already figured out how he accomplished that, but I'm not. There's a piece of evidence that would make it possible. What did the body double use? So, leaving footprints? Shoes?
Take that!
This is almost certainly how the body double carried Mr. Cameron's corpse. So far, everything is easy. After Mr. Cameron was killed, the president's body double carried him into the middle of the garden. I suspect the body double was wearing the same shoes as the real president at the time. He made sure to step precisely on top of the footprints left by the real president. Since the shoes were the same, there would only be one set of footprints left behind the snow. In this case, if his leg was kinda smaller, there was no need to change the laces. When you remove body, you're not untying it, just removing it. Well, at least I'm doing this. And as his leg was smaller, just put it on. Yet, whatever. Think I've got pretty good grasp on the SS5 incident now. But there's still one thing I don't get. But that, why did they need to stage the abduction? Notice they didn't say kidnapping, abduction. Correct. Because Mr. Cameron witnessed the incident. He saw the president at the orphanage. He left behind witness testimony on Miss Crane's answering machine. Even Blaze couldn't make that disappear. Ergo, the body double needed a reason for the president to have been at the orphanage. And that's why they prepared the fake kidnapping chart. People on the fake photo are the body double and most likely Patricia Rowland. Person that caught is Miss Rowland? What's you saying that? The two would have to leave the orphanage in order to take the picture. Just like when he moved the body, the double used the real president's footprints. So the second set of footprints must belong to the person at the court. Indeed, usually believed that those footprints belong to Cameron's killer. Let's say 7 footprints, too small for Blaze's feet. Thus, we can presume that the person playing the part of the kidnapper was Patricia Rowland. Hidden in the shadow of the presidential kidnapping was a presidential assassination. Assassination. See, so that's why my old man. Why he what? The old man must have realized that the murder had taken place. After all, he had the kid's drawing. However, that picture was never presented as evidence. Father likely took it from the young witness during the investigation and hid it. Had to have known that Han was dead. But what if he had revealed that back then? Well, the death of the president, the backbone of Shenfa, could have caused chaos. And that's why my old man took the secret to his grave. He even took the blame for the kidnapping, though that would be the fault of the House of Lang. Chaos? So left the country in hands of some fake is not a chaos to you. What the heck? I can't believe this shit. So this is the truth that Agent Lang's father hit 12 years ago. He was simply stupid, an idiot. And now it's all become clear. Or he was supporting this. I would never hide such truths. Never. Is that really the case, I wonder? If there was no benefit for me, of course. What? Who there? Why the heck Dogen appeared? Let's spell it. Sir Hunt Dogen? You. Why you? Why are you here? Can you just presently show up here? Who do you think you are about? Well, the conversation was intriguing, and I just... well... Are you feeling nostalgic about an old murder of yours? Why the heck he actually escaped from the prison if he appeared here? No idea. You're the one who killed Hu An. Nostalgia? I think not. He was speaking about the person I'm searching for. Searching for someone? I escaped from prison in order to meet with a young acolyte. So Knightley was not his acolyte. The one who wore the red raincoat. The red raincoat? This person. Suspect that if the same person as the mastermind you're searching for. Okay, now I know exactly who is this. It's only two people here and one of them is dead. So the other one is actually Simon. Simple logic. Someone you've been searching for. The one in the red book. The red flashback. Don't they seem surprised, Hanowitz? Yes, yeah, they are, my boy. 12 years ago, this young acolyte saved my life. Suddenly, it was I who killed President Han. However, my life was also targeted on that day. The body double, Blaze, and Patricia all sought to seal my lips. Had I not been reunited with the young acolyte back then, I would have been in danger. But alas, even to this day, do not know what has become of the young acolyte. So your client was indeed the body double who was the main perpetrator of the crime. It was a long time ago, but I remember his words even now. There have been countless attempts in my life, not just once or twice, countless. And yet, why must I be the only one to face the danger? I stand before the people. I garner the same respect as the president does. Tell me, what is the difference between him and me? The mind is different. The difference was great, while the voice and style of speech may be the same. One can mimic the body, but the heart cannot be reproduced. My heart is just mind. It's about his own weaknesses. Was him in his quest to become a leader. Also, it is possible to replicate the mind. And soon, maybe in 50 years, it will be super easy. So soon this phrase will be simply outdated. By heart you can mean like the inner chemistry of the body, because mind itself is not affected if it's artificial mind. But all these desires, like sugar addiction. Imagine an artificial mind will have sugar addiction. In this case it will make him human. Then. Now that rook is gone, I'm in charge. Japanese thing? Heart kept part of mind? I would say that it's your stomach that controls your mind, usually. I'm not sure if you're as capable as Rocky was. What are you saying? To get the leader now? Perhaps the king and his knight were not so different at all. The double believed that the president's only weakness was a woman called Amy. To find the woman, he needed the assistance of someone from this country. So he joined forces with Blaze. After determining your whereabouts, he simply waited for the right opportunity. That chance came with the meeting at the orphanage. Indeed, the director of the orphanage was bribed and brought in as an accomplice. Must be a reference to Patricia Rowland. Well, given what I've told you, do you realize the whereabouts of the young acolyte now? You mean the boy who saved you? How do you know that he's the mastermind? That day, the young one caused a fire in the garden of the orphanage. And about the kid who started the fire as a prank? A prank? Not at all. On that night, 12 years ago, the young acolyte was hiding inside the igloo. It seems he witnessed Patricia and Blaze pulling the body from the hiding place. Apparently, he heard them talking during that time. It would seem that they were planning to kill me because I knew the truth. He immediately came to the main hall to tell me that, and this about the young acolyte sometime later. Seemed he was wearing a red raincoat at that time. He led me out of the main hall, and then the young acolyte said he was going to get rid of our footprints. So he scattered some lamp oil near the igloo on the snow. It's not near the igloo at all. Then he boldly set the oil ablaze. Wait, so he set the fire in order to... All the focus was diverted towards the burning flames. I took the opportunity to escape through the rear exit. So the boy in red raincoat is the mastermind behind this case? Exactly, and that's right, Anubis. Yes, boy, yes it is. Let's see. Killed, targeted, seal. This one. And now you're searching for the boy from all those years ago? Surely you're not saying you want to thank him for saving you? Well, who knows? However, the young one did save my life. That is the truth. When Anubis took a liking to him, he would do tricks for him, such as shake or roll over. That the tricks Dogen taught his dog were a little bit different from the norm, though. You're right about that. For Anubis, roll over means first biting the victim's foot. Stop! I don't want to hear any more. There's no need to worry. I only show the young one ordinary tricks. I get the feeling that Dogen, in his own way, felt in depth of the boy. So Dogen, that's acolyte, seem to share a complicated relationship, huh? There's a hint of that mastermind's motive, hidden somewhere in his testimony. Dogen is one of the few people who knows the mastermind firsthand. So to draw out as much information as possible from him. Don't want to press everything here. Reunited? So when did you first meet with him? That would be 18 years ago, on the 24th of December. 18. He was 6 years old? That is rather a long time ago. On that day, our roles were reversed. I saved the young one's life. There was an unusual snowstorm on that day. The temperature was well below freezing. I took Anubis for a walk in the snow. That's when Anubis noticed something and started running. Followed after him and found a car. Had great difficulty opening the door, it had frozen shut. But it was just simply locked. In the back seat, there were 2 young children, shivering from the cold. He is son of this person who was killed? Or the opposite? No, he was son of this... the culprit. I don't remember the name. The children? Had they remained in the car for an hour longer, they surely would have frozen to death. I brought the 2 of them to a nearby orphanage. The anything about Dogen's story that concerns me? Yes. What concerns me is the date, number of children, the model of the car, date, the 24th of December, 18 years ago. Are you sure about that? There's no mistake. Could that mean? I know. The significance behind that date. Okay, why the heck they were left in the car? I'm not sure the significance of the date when Dogen found the children. This one?
Take that!
That day, a sudden incident occurred. A sculptor was murdered. During that incident, 2 young boys went missing. The sons of the victim, Isaac Doro, and the culprit, Dane Gustavia. We never did find out where those 2 boys went out of the case 18 years ago. What happened to the second one? With the sons of the victim and the culprit. It all makes sense now. They're supposed to be the same age. 24? 24. So it was Knightley? The second one? That's interesting. That makes sense. One of the youth was bound so that he could not move. So Joe did it so that Mr. Gustavia's son couldn't count on the contest menu. Indeed, Gustavia was using his own son as a taste tester. The thing that was that transpired. What transpired? Neither child seemed to recall what had happened. And lost their memories? The acolyte told me this when we were reunited 12 years ago. How can you lose your memory because it's cold in the car? They never hit their head, etc. The pair were placed in extreme sedation, on the verge of freezing to death. You actually, when you're freezing, you don't know that you're dying, so it's not a shock to you. So, excuse me, impossible to lose your memory. It's not working like this. The trauma led them both to suffer from amnesia, especially both. One is strange, but 2 impossible. Except if they were lying. Neither could so much as remember his own name. If there was no oxygen in this case, you can get a brain damage if you hit your head. When it's actually extreme condition, but extreme condition cannot be freezing. It's not extreme. You're just slowly going to sleep. You're not understanding that you're actually freezing and dying. That's the problem. So they didn't even know that they were the sons of Mr. Doro and Mr. Gustavia. Indeed, while we cannot say it conclusively, the probability is quite high. Otherwise, if it was a summer and it was hot in the car, it is possible to get amnesia. However, we still don't have enough information to deduce the mastermind's identity. Diane, will you please continue your story? Very well. Continue my correspondence with the young acolytes, even after entering prison. Recently, that has all come to an abrupt halt, however. It left me quite concerned. Furthermore, those involved in the crime 12 years ago were all drawn into incidents, one by one. I grew more and more curious, and so I absconded briefly from the prison. Those involved 12 years ago were Patricia Roland, placed the base, and President Huang's body double. And Miss Roland was the warden of Mr. Dogen's prison. I am blackmailed, the warden. That woman had tried to kill me, perhaps. The good prosecutor has already deduced the reason. He murdered President Huang, however, the world still believed he was alive. If you were able to prove the president was a fake, both Patricia Rollins and Blaze the West would have been in danger. That's correct, and I had heard the proof. It's my own ears. I'll be waiting in the courtyard of the orphanage at midnight on February 9. Even if it's just once, I want John to be able to meet you. I'm sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'll be waiting. Who might you be? I apologize, but I'm presently waiting for someone. I am well aware of that, President Huang. Are you not meeting with your son? However, I do not spill blood needlessly. You may relax. I seek only the president's life. It can be. Please wait. I'm just about to meet my son for the first time. I'm sure this will be the first and the last time. Just please wait until we are finished. I had thought the president would beg for his life, but he was of a different sort. Officially, the president had no son, however, he shook his head and said this illegitimate son was his. He intended to recognize him publicly. Furthermore, he claimed that he had already made preparations toward that end. Would that son of his be the boy with horns, or by any chance? Or with the horns? Wait, you can see John's horns? There's no need to see them. From the moment I escaped from prison until now, I have been closely lending an ear to your voices. Saying that the president made preparations towards recognizing his son? But the word preparations alone would be insufficient for blackmail. That's it. There was one thing that could prove Huang's words: the will held by the House of Lang. It was also proof of his trust in us. His son's existence would be revealed to the world. The name of the recording, the mention of preparations, and the will in Genfa. Together they suffice to make the warden bow to my words. All the pieces of information one could prove the identity of the double by using John. The president blocked the first strike of my knife with something soft. As pieces of it fell atop the snow, I struck once more. This time the blow proved fatal. So Dogen cut off the Mozilla's doll's horn. None but I heard his final words. Only myself and that child knew the president's secret son. But he continued correspondence with Knightley? Let me check. In other words, you contacted him from prison? That is correct. Post office box was used. Post office box? It allowed one to send and receive letters without revealing the recipient's location. Could not use a form of correspondence that would reveal the acolyte's location. Was someone keeping watch on my correspondence after all? But to get one, you must use your own very name. But okay. Maybe you can use someone else. Again, there still be a connection. Must mean the prison warden, Patricia Rollins. Could you be more specific about the nature of your correspondence? Says, well, there were mainly moves for my correspondence chess matches. Correspondence chess? Recall the person you were playing against. This might be hard to believe, but Dugan's chess opponent was. Since he was playing against Mr. Knightley. Was it Horace Knightley? Suddenly found the correspondence chess memo in Knightley's cell. Now that mean Natalie Boy was the kid from the IS-7 incident? Could that really be true? There any evidence connecting Natalie to the IS-7 incident? What should I show here? Nightly. No clue story about Sadova son Gustav's son until the day before the incident regularly visited Mr. Master's mansion. Connection. Evidence connecting Nightly. Oh my god. Why this was returned? How did he read this? Was Braille or something? No knows. Evidence connecting Natalie to the IS-7 incident. Wait a second. The kidnapping was a shot planned by culprits. Culprits moved Mr. Cameron's body. The culprits are not this. When did it appear? This one? Wait a second, no. What about this ring? Evidence connecting Natalie to the IS-7 incident. No, not this one. How about sending this and arrangement between Natalie and Dogen? Nature's partner who sent him to the mall shall interrogate him in the morning's office. Think he laid to rest in front of the flower vase 12 years ago? No. What the heck? Oh my god. Connection to the case 18 years ago. What the heck it can be? This is still 12 years ago, not 18. Really check everything, I see nothing. Must be one of his own items. So what do we have about IS-7? No clues to whereabouts of Dover's son and Gustav's son. What the heck? Connecting that yet. I'll be just checking every single one. Or every single one related to Nightly. Decided. I'll be doing this. What time is this? 9? Almost 2 hours. Okay, let's see one by one. From the right. This related, but I just received it, and don't think this one, but keep in mind. Challenge drawing, no. Says bloodstain, no. Attention, no. Fine, no. Cameron's photo, Cameron's testimony, Cameron's autopsy. This one. No. So this one is the first one. Let's try. It is? But how the heck it's connected? This was all that Nightly left behind. There'd be a clue hidden within us. You don't know. So, we should investigate the ring. Ah, but of course! The initials! And the ring is... Mr. Ashworth, what is it? Mr. Schultz, please take a look at this ring. This pattern is... It's pure hooked. Still don't know how to pronounce it. I thought so. He had Mr. Dover's seal turned into a ring. However, why would he have this? Should have been held by the police as evidence from the IS-7 incident? After the incident, the seal was returned to the victim's next of kin. And Mr. Dover's only family was his son. But since no one knew where the son had gone to, it took a while to get it to him. Heard that the police had finally found him and delivered his inheritance, but so the seal was thereby safely delivered to his son. And then he turned the seal into a ring and wore it on his person. So Mr. Knightley was Mr. Dover's son. The police aren't fools. I'm sure they did a thorough check before handing over the seal. If someone involved in the IS-7 incident is his chess opponent, Knightley, then that man must be the mastermind behind this case, but he's already dead. But Knightley is dead. He cannot be involved in this incident. How about that? The only one who could be the mastermind was himself. A murder victim? But that guy can't be the culprit, so there's no way that's right. It's really strange. In that case, who is the culprit? The second guy? Continue! Recently, that has all come to an abrupt halt. However, left me quite concerned. Those involved in the crime 12 years ago were all drawn into the incident one by one. What if I read this statement one more time? Will it change anything? It's different. It was your means of playing correspondence chess. You used chess notations for your moves. As expected, the good prosecutor has done a thorough investigation. His opponent was Horace Knightley, right? The ring Knightley wore. Mr. Schultz, please have a close look at it. Yeah, there's no mistake. This is the evidence from the IS-7 incident. Police found Mr. Dover's son, returned it to him. You're saying that the son was Knightley then? The acolyte who was Dogen's chess opponent, and the mastermind was Knightley? No, Knightley has already been there. Cannot be at the center of the incident. There's no doubt that the mastermind is still hiding somewhere out there. Well, Mr. Dogen, so I have kept you waiting. It was rather interesting tale, wasn't it, one of us? Shall continue my story about the acolyte. Our long-standing chess match continued. It came to halt, now of all times, because he was in the detention center? Quite odd, is it not? Anubis told me again and again how odd it was. Was he? Don't remember. That scary dog talked? Was he like something oddwolf? Can understand Anobi's heart, even if he does not voice his thoughts. Then there's something I'd like to ask, just in case. Scary dog staring at me right now. He's not saying, I'm hungry, I want some meat, right? Perhaps. Perhaps. So Ashworth! Seems she's not much good with the assassin's dog. Goodbye, goodbye. That's a goodbye. So bad. At any rate, my correspondence in the Acolyte suddenly came to an abrupt halt. That suddenly does seem too much for a mere coincidence. The body double of B. Yun Hong, the president of Shenfa, faked an assassination plot. Then she wrote the prison warden, murdered Horace Knightley, and Blaze the Best, the chairman of the PIC, murdered Jill Crane. Come on, think of it, as I have been investigating these cases. Have found the presence of some force behind their scenes. Even within the prison, I could tell that this was so insignificant event. You absconded, briefly, from prison. Cannot forgive such a criminal act. You stole your way out of prison. Cannot forgive such a thievery act. Relax, no one was hurt. I merely have connections that allow me to set foot outside. But even so, you can't just escape from prison, pal. Arrest him, arrest him! That won't be necessary. Once my business is done, I shall return to my cell. Trying to make fools of us? A prison isn't the kind of place you can just enter and leave at will. The wolf may say that, but one can say that the wolf and his pack also share an interest in the tales of my past. Ajala, as we gamshow, there's still a few things I must ask Dogen. These postpone matters until then. Yes, sir. I knew you said that, Mr. Edgeworth. Tomato, but I'm not taking my eye off you for a second. Writing letters in Braille can be a rather enjoyable pastime, but say when no Braille. Hold on, looks like I see it. I'm certain you said you wrote your letters in Braille. Correct. The good prosecutor must know that I'm lacking insight, do you not? The correspondence chair's letter we found had been typed out using a word processor. What? That cannot be. What do you mean? So someone went out of their way to retype the letters on a computer? Another person have acted as a middleman between Dogen and Knightley? What do you mean? Dogen wrote his letters in Braille, however, by the time it reached Knightley, had been rewritten on a word processor. Must assume that some middleman wrote those letters. And the reverse can also be said. That same somebody might have taken the letters Knightley wrote and delivered them to Dogen. Yes, that's indeed true. Knightley and Dogen both communicated through a certain individual. Dogen, were the letters that reached you? They were in Braille, of course. So Knightley boy's letters must have been transposed by that same person as well. Yeah, that somebody must be the mastermind behind the keys. You're saying there's someone else who is the mastermind behind the keys? And who the hell is it? Dorson? Knightley is already deceased. In that case, there's one more youth that we should consider to be the mastermind. I mean, Dingustave's son, but who the heck is he? If Natalie is our son, Dingustave's son must be... Well, we are the only friends either of us has had since childhood. He was the same as me, and as a flashback. We never had real families. Can we... could it really be him? Mr. Edgeworth? What is it? Con Opal. I figured it out. The identity of the mastermind who's been controlling this case from the shadows. What? Who in the world is it? I don't want to believe it myself, but there's someone we know quite well. The mastermind is... well, it used it many minutes ago.
Take that!
The mastermind behind this case sent a letter to Jill Crane, which deceived Blaze. Furthermore, he kidnapped John and eavesdropped on us. However, of all his actions, the one I have not been able to get out of my mind. It's how he brought an unconscious key to the roof. The giant monster. Huh? Did he just say something? That's right. The key to exposing the mastermind is in the monster's true form. I almost forgot. 2 hours. I need to know how much left of this. So you'll be able to continue tomorrow. For 3 hours. Should I play 1 more hour? Maybe till 10 PM. Let's think about it. But be right back. I almost forgot. I didn't check the play. If you'd like, please come to our next show. I'll also be performing in it. Many big circus is always fabulous and fun for all ages. Miss Youth, there's something I would like to ask of you. What? You mean me? You said that you're calling the son of Mozilla, Spoon flings. This flashback, damn it. We finally remote. Why the heck in this episode there's so many flashbacks, and many of them are necessary? That's right, I aren't actually seen it with my own eyes, though. Can you let us listen to the tape? Sure thing. There we go. This sound. As I thought, I don't know what the heck is the sound. So it seemed that my reasoning was correct. The true nature of the monster and the mastermind, all of my logic is coming together. I actually can guess right now, goddammit. So it was the device that was used to move the body up and down. What, of course. Miss Hart, you said that you captured a giant eye on film, did you not? Sure did. Right here, in this photo. We cannot see it, though we cannot confirm it, like this. Can I'm shown? Yes, sir. Lend us your film analysis device. You'll be checking on them VHS tape. But a photo? Okay, but what do you want to analyze, sir? This photo, please. I mean it. The new clue, this photo? Well, obviously I must check this, but let's check everything. Nothing.
Eureka!
This is... See? I'm the Mozilla's eye, right where I said it would be. I see. A funny grasp. The true form of the giant monster that was being controlled by the mastermind. Giant monster? Are you admitting it? You are, aren't you? You admitting that the voice of Mozilla is real?
Objection!
No, this is not Mozilla. This is the eye of a different monster. Please have a look at this. It's a flyer for the very big circus. This is... balloon? Precisely, there's a rather large balloon with the head of a lion pictured here. This balloon is the true identity of the giant monster. In addition, the sound Miss Swift recorded, which she believes to be Mozilla Spoon Flings. Mr. Prosecutor, don't tell me you're gonna say something that will shatter my dreams of scope. But air balloons fly by using burners to hit the air, right, sir? Why this cannot be the scope? It's something unrealistic can. Precisely, detective, the mastermind used this monster of his to bring Key to the rooftop of the Grand Tower without using the elevator. That means the mastermind is someone connected to the circus? How the heck he killed president, actually fake president? And why kill him? He's a member of the circus, Natalie friend and Dame Gustave's son? Who would have punked it? An apprentice, Beast Tamer. He's no amateur. For the Beast, he has stamped is none other than the entire case. Simon Keys, he's the mastermind behind this whole incident. Mr. Keys was really behind it all? No way, don't believe it. I mean, he trusted him. He How could it all have been a lie? Just heartbreaking. Lie? Well, he didn't kill Knightley. Hey. What is it? Hey, stop! Where do you think you're going? The boy with horse is rather perceptive. The goods prosecutor has done a remarkable job. Now that I have heard that, I have no further business here. What? Wait, Dugan! Damn it. But he vanished to prison. Sir Ashworth, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. However, that guy. John? That Dugan guy is the one who killed my dad, right? There's no question more difficult to answer, however. There's no use in denying the truth. Yes, John. You're correct. Pay for this. That's right, he's gonna pay. I make him pay my John, you mustn't finish that thought. Zgadaj, Ashworth, he's past no mind. Sir, put out an APB, what is this? A Dugan. All available police units will be searching for him. Hurry the man, kid. I don't mean to be heartless, but we need to hurry too. But he said he'll be in prison. So, Mr. Prosecutor, with the mastermind right now? Agent Lang is right. Our top priority right now should be catching their mastermind. He said he would be practicing. He's most likely at the very big circus stand. At first, Agent Lang, I have a request. A request? What is it? Now that we identify the giant monster, our next order of business is to capture it. The moment we arrive at the tent, I need you to locate that specific item post-haste. And Edith, I ask that you perform a follow-up investigation of the kidnapping incident. Roger that, sir? Sir Ashworth, I wanna help out too. In that case, you'll be in charge of calling for backup. He's truly the mastermind. You may require assistance from a certain someone. I met him so many times, yet his facade always fooled me into sympathy. He may have got the better of me in the past, but this time I'll settle it once and for all. And then part 1 or something. Oh, Mr. Ashworth. Are you guys here for the show? So Keys, let's meet you. Some birds monkey. Is the snake? Elephant? You're a little earlier. I'm sorry, but we're still getting ready. But I'm so happy you came. You remembered our promise. Yes, I remembered. You asked us to come and sing the show when you gave me this. I'm so happy you came. Please enjoy yourselves. I'm sure my performance will surprise you, Mr. Edgeworth. Your performance has already surprised me, Mr. Keys. But he hasn't performed yet. Regina, please have a look at this photo. Still 17. In this balloon, the property of the very big circus. It's... Do you see it flying around somewhere? Should I assume that first time when I saw this eye it was actually around? But it's not. Maybe in the past it was round. It's highly likely that this balloon was used by the culprit in the case we are investigating. Who's in charge of the balloon? Well, that would be Simon, but... Are you sane? Mr. Keys? You flew this balloon in the middle of the night, did you not? I do occasionally practice alone at midnight. I'm not much of a pilot though, I'm a little clumsy. So for practice, you'll do something as challenging as flying a balloon at night? Would that be rather difficult for someone who is clumsy and not much of a pilot? And what do you think I was doing, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't know, people who don't know how to draw the car but want to draw alone, they do it usually at night, not during daytime. Somewhere in the parking lot. But there are less people on the streets. He brought ski to the roof of the Grand Tower in order to frame her for the murder of Jill Crane. Not a single security camera recorded skiing using the elevator. Therefore, the only way she could have gotten out there was through flight. And the only one who could have flown her out there was you, Mr. Keys. No way. Mr. Edgeworth, how can you say that? It's not all. You drugged John at the garbage pickup and kidnapped him. Wasn't that why you were late when you came to watch the trial of Patricia Rowland? I have no idea what you're saying. There's no way I could do things like that. Just believe me, Mr. Edgeworth, please. I wanted to believe you, however, you have broken that trust yourself. That's horrible. Why would you say that? Didn't you once say that you would trust me? That you'll believe in me? Don't worry about that. Yeah, you're allies. Not because we are like birds of a feather, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Birds of a feather, huh? Suppose that's true. You have sufficient information about the flashback I'm reading right now. I'm so sad. Those words were all lies. I wasn't lying. I really did trust you. Yeah, even you said you were like birds of a feather. And yet, hurt me deeply. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, maybe someone isn't a bad guy after all? I see. So that's how you operate. I understand now. All too well. No matter who you face, you find an emotional weakness and exploit it. You guide each person towards the outcome you desire without them even noticing it. That is how you were able to mastermind the entire case. I may have fallen for your tricks before, but not this time. 7 keys. I indict you. So it's come to this after all. You were always so full of confidence, Mr. Edgeworth. But I rather like that, because now I can rip that confidence to shreds. The heck is this? What? What is this? Good work, everyone. His personality has completely changed. So the animal tamer, who could not tame animals, it was all a facade. So the real 7 keys. 7, that's not true, is it? Truth or lie? What difference does it make? Mr. Edgeworth just made me a little upset, that's all. You'll take responsibility for upsetting me, right? It's true, I practiced with the balloon 2 nights ago. The photo must have been taken when the balloon and I passed near the building. I can fly around that area for advertising purposes. There's nothing unusual about that, right? Let's say, he has very nice animations. I often fly around the Grand Tower in the balloon. Yeah, even that circus needs to advertise. Jenna, is that true? Yep, it was Simon's job to advertise you on the balloon. Most people who live around here should have seen it. The balloon was used in the crime investigation. So you want to say that it's possible to fly a balloon in Japan without any procedures, laws, how's it even called? Permissions, that's it. A license. I said, it's just a coincidence. Simply happened to pass by the Grand Tower when that photo was taken. It's like a plane. You're not allowed to use the airspace above the city. Children, whether or not it was a coincidence after I heard your full story.
Hold it!
When the balloon launched from this stand, there's a nice big park near the Sunshine Coliseum. I always launch the balloons there. See, in that case, how do you transport the balloon to the park? Well, it's too heavy to carry by hand. Weighs several hundred pounds. And yet it can fly in the sky. Amazing, isn't it? Ask you how you transport it. Now answer the question. Can you make some small talk? You mean, Mr. Edgeworth? My car? Use a truck. The balloon is loaded onto the back of the truck. A truck? Yeah, the last time I took the truck and the balloon out was 2 days ago. I cannot overlook that piece of testimony. The last time I took the truck and the balloon out was 2 days ago. Allow me to confirm, you haven't driven the truck since then? You need to confirm that? I mean, just say it 5 seconds ago. Answer the question, or would it be inconvenient for you to do so? That's a pretty big provocation coming from you, Mr. Edgeworth. What could be inconvenient about something already said? Fine, I get it. The truck has been parked behind the dressing rooms since 2 days ago, and the balloon and basket are still inside. No problem? That's no problem. Simply wanted to express my thanks for that piece of testimony. So the truck was parked here for the past 2 days. That was exactly what I wanted to hear, Mr. Keys. What's wrong here? May I continue? Let me save here. And? Just end, no part 1? I believe I'm far from ending. This truck? But before we saw that it actually belongs to Waste Company.
Objection!
Looks like not. The truck you pulled the balloon into, was it blue by any chance? Blue? So what if it is? Today we saw a blue truck carrying a large basket. And the truck just so happened to be yours. Then you claim that you last used it 2 days ago becomes a lie. Angeline, Emma, Mr. Edgeworth, I finally found you. Now you'll be doing these fingerprints. to write about. I've been searching for you ever since the internet yesterday, so I was checking how people actually bypass it and they were all playing emulator. But here in the real console, will it work, this microphone, on the fun translated game? I have no idea. Nash writes over after he contracted me just a little while ago, so because my exclamations and other stuff is not working, it will not work. As you got the edge of the thing you were looking for, I found it. It was placed in a blue truck at the dressing room parking lot. A blue truck, as I suspected. That truck is, without a doubt, the one I saw today. The number of blue trucks out there, you know? Who's to say you're not mistaken for a different one? Usually if there's some evidence you must take a picture of the number of every single car and truck, vehicle. But looks like we'll be doing like it was in Colombo case. About this paint. She was actually touching without seeing what it is. It's definitely on that one. I got a good look at it. Mr. Edgeworth, what that? It wasn't me. Okay, words have no strength without evidence to back them up. It's Mr. Edgeworth's voice. Evidence. Present evidence. Do you have any evidence to prove that this was the track I saw today? What's wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Why you touching the truck? Yeah, like in Colombo. And that's what it's called. Whatever, skew the flesh back. What could prove that this is the truck I saw? Looking for bloodstains, dusting for fingerprints, using a metal detector, dusting. I like to dump the truck for fingerprints. Fingerprints? What for? Don't see any point in that. A certain person's fingerprints should be left on this truck, and these fingerprints will prove this truck was parked in front of the Grand Tower today. Miles, of course. A lotus? No. Edgeworth, your fingerprints. Indeed, early today I touched a truck at the plaza in front of the Grand Tower. I like to dust for my prints. Might I request a scientific investigation? That's what I'm here for. Just leave it to me. Let me save. If it will not work, I will move the save file to the PC. It's possible. But I will continue tomorrow. Actually, I would like to continue tomorrow because looks like I'm very close to the end. Spent 2 hours. How much left? Alright, you're all set. Go ahead, Mr. Edgeworth. Wait, you want me to do it? Of course, who else but Mr. Edgeworth would be up to the task. I'll show you how it's done. Right then, the scientist, why don't you just do it yourself, really? First, we sprinkle some aluminium powder over the area you want to investigate. Like this. The powder will adhere to the fingerprints, so once you've sprinkled enough, you blow it away. Blow it away? Yeah, just blow on it. Your breath. Got it? Yes, I think so. Guess we'll do it for real this time. Just so you know, the key point is to sprinkle the powder all over. It's a shit. I hope it will work. Well, let's see. It's working. Finally. So microphone was working in this game. Just needed to, I don't know, scream in Japanese or maybe something else. You got one. That's a nice, clean fingerprint. Let's run the prints again, mine post-haste. Alright? Just leave it to me. Problems with mine? These are definitely your fingerprints, Mr. Ashworth. Well, it seems to me that you have just proven your statement to be a lie. Bunnies? Or hers? What were you doing when you were drawing this track around? Just taking it for a joyride? Okay, I need to check the long play to understand how far am I in it. I think it's still too far. Alright, actually didn't open it beforehand, sadly. Like I was usually doing to understand. Here, this one. Let's see. So, approximately, according to long play, 1 hour and 40 minutes left. 1 hour and 40 minutes. For me, it's like 6 hours. Okay, 5. So I actually can continue. Let me check how far will be 1 hour from this. Let's see doing here. For some reason I saw Lotto. Which place is this? Tell me a game flashback. Okay, I understand approximately where is it, so I can try to play, and maybe in 10 PM I'll finish it. It's actually 10 PM will be in 16 minutes. Really. If it was Friday, I would simply continue playing till midnight without any problem, but today is Thursday, so I need to plan ahead. Right? Thursday. Yes. So tense, by the way. Just taking it for a joyride. He was abducted 2 nights ago. Your balloon was sighted not far from the sun. Today there was another kidnapping in which a garbage truck was used. Garbage. And once again, your truck was seen nearby. This all sounds like nothing more than a pure coincidence to me. So it was pure coincidence that you parked near 2 separate kidnappings. I doubt that. You were involved in both kidnappers, weren't you? A bit rush to automatically assume that the 2 kidnappings were connected. And what if I had evidence to prove that the 2 crimes were performed by the same culprit? You serious? Can't wait to hear this. What did Kay and John's kidnappers have in common? Sleeping pills? That's easy. Kay was knocked out with a powerful sleeping drug, and a bottle of sleeping drugs were found lying in the place where John was confined. The contents of the bottle were a match with the drugs used on Kay. So that's all you've got, huh? And here I was, getting my hopes up. So the same sleeping drugs were used. So what? Thing that connects the 2 incidents? Surely you must realize it yourself. That doesn't prove a thing. There must be something. Evidence that proves he is connected to those cases. The police, prosecutors, and even you, Mr. Ashworth. In the end, you're all the same. Make up evidence as you see fit, just so you can send some poor soul to prison. Isn't there someone like that here? A poor soul who was wrongly accused in the past. You're wrong. Who would do such a thing? Then show me the evidence. If you're going to accuse me of crime, it's only natural. It's no use. I can't seem to find any other threats linking him to the kidnappings. Now then, have you finally run out of ammo, Mr. Edgeworth? I still have preparations to make at the circus, so if you'll excuse me.
Objection.
No, you two. No need to get so heated. And Simon, you're looking good at that clown makeup. What's your deal? You just butt in like that. Uncle Ray is not so good in such a stiff environment. I mean, why so serious, right? Hey King, how about a little trick? At last, my moment has arrived. The great key for the day presents a Simon impression. Objection? What? Why you? Enough already. Hey Mouse, I'm buying you some time to get all your ducks in a row. There's probably a better way to stall for town than this, but whatever. Nice one, King. Not so sure about this method either. But I have to find something that connects Simon to the case. I need to find it now. And the evidence not related to the kidnapping that's connected to the mastermind's identity? That's it. The mastermind is the same person as the young acolyte Dogen was looking for. You can just connect the young acolyte to Simon. Which piece of evidence could be connected the mastermind's true identity? Which piece of evidence could be connected with the mastermind's true identity? So, acolyte. Chess memo possible? But I don't think that's it.
Take that.
It's it! Nightly and Dogen both communicated through a certain individual. In this flashback, good damn it, why is he getting so many flashbacks? That's it. The mastermind played a role in the correspondence chess. If I can prove that it was Simon, then that's enough. I can't stomach any more of your sorry excuse for a performance. If you have no more objections, then I ask that you let me get back to preparing for the show.
Objection.
Thank you for the help, Mr. Schultz, though you may have taken it a little too far. You sure look happier. Take it you found something? Look at me. I'm Simon. Simon the clown. The funny clown. The... Okay, you can stop now. Now then, Mr. Keys, do you happen to like chess? That was rather out of the blue. But since you asked, I can't say that I dislike chess. I dislike chess. The mastermind played correspondence chess with Sir Dogen. I personally prefer Go, but nowadays when AI can win any single match, there's no point to play. You can't jump over it.
Objection.
If you recall, it was Nightly who had been playing chess with Dogen, wasn't it? You must spend whole your life to memorize every single move, every single possibility. But there's tons of other games to play. The clowns are no funny. Alright. Are you saying that he was the mastermind? There's no way Nightly could have been the mastermind. The reason being, the mastermind had continued to work behind the scenes even after Nightly's death. That being the case, who could have written this letter? I believe someone acted as the middleman between Dogen and Nightly. So you're saying that you think I am the middleman? And just why would I have to go to all the trouble and do something like that? Most likely to make it appear as if there was a connection between Knightley and Logan. And as a result, Knightley was killed by Patricia Roland. Why are you saying it was all set up so that he would be killed by her? What are you saying? There's no way he could manipulate a person that far. Look at me. It takes all I have just to get the animals to perform tricks. Only just a couple of the letters exchanged with Knightley still reminded. Remains. Will be decisive evidence. I'd like to investigate your room. There could be decisive. There will be no investigation at all. It's the letters you're looking for. You won't find any in there. What? I'm the type of guy who throws his letters away as soon as he's done reading them. What's the point in living in the past? Does that mean he's already gotten rid of the evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, everything you have said so far has been nothing more than baseless conjecture. The evidence just one step behind it. What should I do? Am I all out of news? Without evidence, I won't allow you to cast doubt on my friendship with Knightley. Who was that? Excuse me? Miss Betty? What's on your mind? I mean, listening in on what you're always saying, and when you say Mr. Knightley, you mean Simon's friends, Mr. Knightley, right? Yes, that's correct. Does she know something? This morning, a letter arrived from Mr. Knightley. It was for Simon. What? What did you say? That's impossible. Knightley's already dead. Miss Betty, please let me see that letter. Okay, here you go. Quick, open it. Wait a second, but Doggy said that they were using a rented post box or something. Send the post office. Next move the pawn to G6. Now, can you send the path to checkmate? Can't wait to see the look on your face when expecting to lose at chess against me, right? The response to Dugan's last move. Now, can you see the path to checkmate? Already read this. The postmark says March 26th, the day before Knightley's death. Seeing the letter arrived late. Seeing the circus moves around so much, a lot of the mail people send us arrive later. Now, why was this letter addressed to you? This is proof that you were the middleman between Logan and Knightley. So Knightley knew about middleman, but Logan not. Normally you would transcribe this letter into Braille before sending it to Logan. And in doing so, you created a connection between him and Knightley. Now it's curse you, Knightley. Why must you continue to interfere? So and why? Wasn't Knightley your only friend? Don't be ridiculous. I stopped thinking of him as a friend 18 years ago. 18 years ago? That have been the day of the IS-7 incident? Thanks to Knightley, I nearly died that day in the snowstorm. Wait a second, but it was Knightley who was kidnapped. I was on my way to the contest venue, where my father was waiting. Then he suddenly appeared. He held me down, tied up my hands and feet, and with tears streaming down his face. Don't quite understand. This is Gustavia's son. He kept apologizing. My dad's too scary. I can't disobey him. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Stupid hearts. I promised my dad. So I'll taste his desserts. And if I'm not there, that will be in trouble. Right. But of course, I'm gonna let everyone know my dad's desserts are the best in the world. Oh, that? He looked us inside the car. It was so cold I could see my own breath. Before we knew it, the doors had frozen shut, and not even he could get them open. And then was my father. Kinda terrible car if you cannot open the door because it's frozen. Never happened to me. Father? Horace Knightley was the son of the murderer who killed my father. What could this mean? His confession runs contrary to the information we have. But the name of the victim in the IS-7 incident was Isaac Dorr. Isaac Dorr is my father's name. Now this contradiction. Years ago, my memories were muddled from the shock of my near-death experience. So it wasn't until later that I learned the truth of the day my father was murdered. Culprit of the IS-7 incident was a confectioner by the name of Dane Gustavia. So it was the name of Knightley's father. That low-life scum of the earth killed my father. Just the thought of him makes me sick. So you knew who the culprit was all along? Of course not. Had I known, I wouldn't tipped off the police a long time ago. All I knew was that Knightley's father was trying to set up my own father. That's why I immediately knew that the one who died that day was my dad. Knightley had a hand in my father's murder, that traitor. He was the son of killer. It's only natural that he ended up dead. It would appear that you are a victim of a very serious misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? Just what are you talking about? Isaac Dorr. At that time, he was actually working as a sculptor in France, under the name Per Hocht. That's right, but I'm sorry to say I don't remember that at all. It's only natural you don't remember. After all, he's not your real father. What? That's supposed to be a joke? I'm not amused. You won't be able to laugh at all once I reveal the truth to you. This piece of evidence proves that you are not Isaac Dorr's son. Supposed to be a ring, looks like not.
Take that!
Yes. On that Knightley's chessboard on his ring? I want you to take a good look at this ring's design. There are two letters inscribed in it. There's the seal Per Hocht, used as his signature. And years ago, it was found lying near the body of Isaac Dorr. Why would Knightley have my father's memento with him? The police had found Isaac Dorr's son and gave it to him. Isaac Dorr's real son is Horace Knightley. What? What that means? In other words, you are Dane Gustavia's son. That's a lie. After all, Your father is a memory, sir. I lost my phone because Natalie locked me up in the car. That's why I thought it would be fitting if he were killed as well. Really? I'll be able to see a secret show, even in prison? I enjoy playing chess with you, but I'm looking forward to your performance as well. Yes, please look forward to it. Oh, so Natalie thought that he was playing chess with him? I kinda don't understand why he was a middleman. What the point? Alright, you better drop by again. I'll be thinking about my next move. Oh yeah! That's something special inside that chessboard for you. You should check it out later. Something special? Not quite sure what you mean, but thanks. I owe you one, Simon. If only you hadn't stopped me 18 years ago, I would have had to come home with this. Did you say something? No, not a word. Goodbye, horse. After all that, saying it was my father who killed Knightley's? And that means... was it all for nothing? I want to become some bigling who could be killed by anyone. That's why I thought I'd follow in Mr. Duggan's footsteps. And this finally proves it. 7 keys. You're Duggan's correspondence chess partner. And the mastermind behind this case. That's right, it was me. I'm the mastermind behind it all. Despite it sounds like it's over, I check long play, it's far from over. Maybe you don't know something. He's finally shown his true colors. As you all know, I witnessed the incident 12 years ago. President Huang's assassination. So the child who drew that picture was 7 keys. I was found out. I was subjected to horrible interrogations over and over by the heartless Patricia. Spent the nights traveling in my bed, terrified of what the next day would bring. I'm sure you can understand why I'd want to sneak out of there, right? However, Blaze would have likely sent pursuers after you. Exactly. I was on the run from them every waking moment, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, sometimes 66. Couldn't even sleep at night, jump at the slightest noise. And that's why I became a circus performer. Blaze the Best, the chief prosecutor, Patricia Rowland, was the warden of the prison. No ordinary person would be a match for those two, and there were no doubts I could rely on. Furthermore, behind the scenes was the body double who had set those two in motion. Though he was a fake, I was up against the nation's president. Talk about utter despair, right? My only ally was Mr. Duggan. He saved my life, though. He actually helped me out, like Knightley. This story is true. It's ironic. Duggan, the fiendish assassin, was idolized by the child he saved. And I thought in his footsteps, I no longer have to worry about being eaten alive. That's right. Now it's my turn. My turn to devour those who would feed upon me. I suppose you never thought you'd seek help from the police? No way, no way. As long as Blaze was around, any evidence would be destroyed by him. Actually, didn't something like that almost happen today during Patricia's trial? I knew from the very beginning that things would turn out like this. Evidence from Patricia's trial. So he's saying that he expected the evidence would be destroyed. See, so that's why you kidnapped John. To force a guilty verdict, even in the absence of evidence.
Objection.
Who's to say, but in order to expose the crimes of 12 years ago, there was no other choice. It's according to you. However, Blaze also attempted to kidnap John in order to manipulate the trial in his favor. Your methods are no different than those of the people you so despise.
Objection.
It's only if I were actually the kidnapper. But I would never do anything so evil. In a way, I just simply couldn't. Besides, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm actually quite thankful for to the real criminals, for giving me the opportunity to extract such sweet rich. So you admit it. Your motive was revenge. Yeah, I admit it. So what? Sure, I held grudge against those scripts, but it's not like I'm the one who actually killed them, you know? Truth be told, all I did was send some letters. I let Jill in on Blaze's secrets, and let Blaze in on Jill's secrets. And then, the two simply ended up trying to kill each other. Do you mean to say the murder was nothing more than a result of that? Yep, just like the case of at Guard Lake. It's way easier than trying to control wild animals. All I did was come up with the fake assassination plan for Nightly. So that was also part of his plan. And then the case that Rocket's murder was also yours.
Objection.
Well, don't try to pin that on me. Nightly killed him on his own. Well, it ended up creating the perfect opportunity for me. It's funny how things work out. How can you say such a thing? It was the same for Patricia Rowland. I made it look like there was a connection between Nightly and Duggan by using the correspondence chess match. Oh, that's why he was middleman. And the chisel in the chessboard. What? You mean to say that you were the one who prepared the chisel? That's right, I thought that would bring Duggan to mind. Quite a thoughtful little gift, would you agree? And that was all it took to get Patricia tomorrow nightly. The feeling that everyone around you is an enemy, not all too well. But isn't Duggan will be again this, because it's almost looked like he actually killed Nightly, as Doc actually brought the body. There was chisel, etc, etc. The tiniest spark can set off an explosion for her, resulting in horrific mutual destruction. All I did was watch the comedy of errors unfold from the audience. And you were my final pawn, Mr. Edgeworth. A pawn? Me? When you solved their cases, you brought both Blaze and Patricia to their ruin. And the weapon that delivered the calm their grace was your own logic. I didn't solve those cases for your sake. I know you never really cared about saving me. You just wanted to pretend to be a defense attorney, didn't you? But did you? All I had to do was go knowing and act all scared. And you totally believed me. You were given it your all trying to save me. So even your arrest was just a ploy to make me use my logic? To be fair, getting arrested wasn't part of the plan. And we had never used any gambling against him, isn't it? When people began to suspect that the chisel I sent was the raw weapon, honestly, I broke out in a cold sweat. Thought for sure it would be a coordinate for me. But then, a turnabout of miracles proportions. The genius prosecutor himself had come to my rescue. Well, doesn't feel nice to be thanked by me, the one that you saved? You should be grateful to give you this chance to play the ace attorney. You're wrong. He wasn't pretending to be a defense attorney. Sir Edgeworth is always serious about saving people, even the times when he saved me in the past. Is that so? Are you sure he's not just trying to emulate his own father, the one he admires so much? Absolutely not. It's not true at all. No, okay. The person he's talking about now isn't Miles, but rather Simon himself. And he's not able to trust others. The desire to save someone other than himself is something he cannot even comprehend. Say what you want, but make sure you think about it long and hard. Sure, all my targets for revenge got what they deserved in the end. However, Think about it. Can any one of my actions really be considered a crime? I instigated murder. There's not a single word about that in the letter, is there? If I had said the word kill even once, guess it could be considered instigation. No? Ah, with this new letter, what the heck? That's not on the list. Well, maybe I did say it, but there's no way for you to prove it. What are you saying? You kidnapped me. I'm sorry, but that hasn't been proven yet, has it? The only thing I admitted to was sending the letters. That's... Besides, those letters contained no threats or coercions. Simply conveyed information that each recipient would find beneficial. Crafty little. Can you do something about it? What was it he said? Integrating murder? Instigating murder is when a person directs someone else to commit murder. The person who directed the murder can be charged as if he committed the crime himself. So you just have to find proof that he directed those murders. Make it sound so easy. To be honest, it kinda pisses me off a little. You're trying to frame an innocent person for murder. Don't you understand? I am not obliged to waste any more time on this pointless discussion. But he killed the fake president. Police are waiting for you outside of the stand. You have nowhere to run. Really now? Think I wouldn't have an escape route prepared? For example, let's say I give an order so that all the animals here attacked you. Now, what if I were to take my leave during the ensuing chaos? But you say, you can't be serious. It's just an example. Will that make for an interesting show? Here's another idea. What if I pulled out a hidden gun and took John hostage? That might be more exciting. I'll allow you to do such a thing. Can't tell whether or not Simon is being serious. However, when it comes to him, you should consider anything as a possibility. You continue to bore me with your drivel. I'll end the show right here. I'd like you to keep that in mind before you make any baseless objections. So I cannot press him right now? Cannot make any careless remarks? There's some way I can charge you with his crimes? First of all, let me see where's the problem here. Can any one of my actions really be considered a crime? Instigate murder? Single word about that in the letter. It's maybe. Killing two birds is one stone. Okay, let's check this. There's not a single word. Does that surprise you? Reach the same conclusion if you examine it. Viewing his composure, say he's not bluffing. But does this mean that every single word in his letters had been carefully calculated? Well, I guess you could say it's like teaching a monkey to climb a tree. Unless you can somehow prove that I caused those murders. Got nothing on me. Ergo, you can accuse me of instigating murder. What a shame, Mr. Hedgehog. We had said the word kill even once. I know you instigated the murders. The flashback. You told me yourself. But you know, the funny thing is, It means absolutely nothing if you have no proof. I mean, there's no way I would ever seen something like that. Well, if they had a recording and they were recorded, even if you change your voice, it'll still be a voice, except if you use an AI to pronounce all the words or even Google Translate. That's really true. It's absolutely nothing if I can't prove it. There was some evidence that could prove that he said over the phone. So, here? But he said over the phone? Do we have anything? The bug? The bug is here. Looks like it's not this one. But they recorded something over the bug. Oh my god, it's supposed to work. Looks like I need to show it at some other point, maybe. I remember this. Oh, we must show it here. Let's save here and try to show it. Again, I don't know which statement I must use. It's definitely a bug, or maybe it's a batch. Maybe this statement, maybe it's previous one. Bug was planted in it. So it's possible this one. It was planted inside the Karasu batch. Do you remember that they recorded it? Damn it. Maybe it's something else. Not this one. Mozilla? Oh, look. But it doesn't have it. Oh, what should I show here? We have several evidence that's have the same thing here. Several. Completely several. Actually thinking to continue tomorrow because it's almost 3 hours. Yeah, but she recorded our bug and the bug was inside the emblem. This one? They are all connected. If I was developing the game, all three will be a valid choice. It's my firm conviction that you instigated the murders. So, you told me so yourself. She's thinking to stop here. But where that's saying that it was recorded here? Let me check. It's saying here, a recording of what was intercepted from the back. Oh yeah, but of course. Did I say that? Really don't remember. Okay, he was saying now that that was not his voice. You might think you can deceive us as much as you want, but unfortunately for you, you used a bug to eavesdrop on our conversations. But there was someone else who wiretapped that bug of yours, recording the whole thing. Don't like that I wasted so much of this HP bar, whatever it is. But I definitely will reload here. No, let me check one more time the long play. One more time, where the heck was this long play? I want to understand how much left. This bug, where exactly it was shown on the long play? God, I don't want to move it here. Yeah, it's approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes according to this long play. I'll move it to the end to see what's in the end. Yeah, there's tons of stuff here, tons of stuff. So, if I continue tomorrow, I think I'll spend 3 hours to finish it. So, if I continue right now, maybe if I speed up, I'll finish it. Well, I cannot. Long play is 1 hour 20 minutes. This means for me it will be minimum 2 hours. So, I'll end up at midnight. So, I'm definitely against it. So, I'll continue tomorrow, press every single statement where it's possible to make it a little bit longer, and finish it tomorrow. And for now, I think it's done. Let me rate some of them. For example, Kraden. And after this game, it's next latent game. Another latent game for the actually mobile phone that I have installed here. Maybe I will be playing it on the phone, I don't know. So I will be holding it in my hands, checking chat here. If chat will stack, I will never notice it. So I have my phone here. Usually. I'm very close to pay attention what's going on. Let's see, where's him? Here. And yet again, thank you everyone for stopping by. And see you tomorrow. For sure tomorrow I'll finish this game no matter what. Bye. Good night. Cube, One, Kuluk, see you.